I think some of you would have joined our previous session yesterday as well. So if you have not joined, we would be sharing its recording with you. It will be uploaded on our website, and we will share it with you probably a week after. You will be notified on your emails. Uh, Thank you for joining in for the second session. The agenda for today will be I'm quickly going to go through some of the standard presentation with respect to the solution consulting. How do we approach our digital transformation? What is Microsoft's vision for AI-led applications? Then what we'll be covering under bank management, which is a standard module in Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations, and Treasury and Investment Management, which is developed by the solution consulting as an ISV solution on top of Microsoft Dynamics 365 F&O. And then our consultants, Mr. Mohammad Hussain and Mr. Anup Krishnan, will be taking you through the technical presentation of all the three modules. And then we'll open up for your questions, and we'll answer all your questions with our technical experts. So these are some of the webinars that we have conduct from last 1.5 to 2 years. We have been on this spree of imparting knowledge related to Microsoft Dynamics 365. We have done some generic webinars where we have covered finance, supply chain. Some of them we have done a deep dive into the standard modules. Some of the products that we have developed, we have done webinars on them as well. We have covered a couple of industries as well. We have done one round table conference at the Microsoft office as well. All these recordings, all these bite-sized videos, all are available on our website. Anjana will put up the link to our video library in the chat box section. You can simply click login and access all these recordings and go through at your own pace. So this is the second session we will be covering today as part of our webinar series, Advanced Finance Solutions. Yesterday we covered General Ledger and our custom developed real estate management solution. Today we would be covering bank management, treasury management, and investment management. And tomorrow we would be covering advanced budgeting and some custom developed financial reporting solutions as well. A little bit about our company profile. We have recently become a Microsoft Solutions partner. This requires us to score a full score on multiple checks from Microsoft. We were a gold partner before, and now we have become a solutions partner. We have deep expertise in cloud infrastructure, cloud AI services. We have deep expertise in business applications. We have developed our own ISV solutions, multiple ISV solutions, which are listed on AppSource. So which makes us, and we have become Microsoft AI partner, a member of Microsoft AI partner program as well, which makes us a Microsoft solutions partner. At the moment, our current strength of consultants, technical and functional, are 130 plus. We have these consultants spread across different domains, different industries, with different seniority level as well. In last 7 years, we have delivered more than 100 projects. We have delivered more than 50 full ERP implementations. We do provide a lot of support and maintenance service to our existing clients as well. And in a space where in the ERP space where 50 to 60% of the ERP implementations are not 100% successful, we are proud to say that we have delivered all our projects with 100% successful rate, and majority of our clients have been working with us from past 7 years, and we have delivered. We are still delivering. We are providing them support and maintenance on a yearly basis. We are headquartered in Dubai. We have an office in Dubai. We have 1 year back we have started our operations in Riyadh as well, in Saudi Arabia, and we have our 2 delivery centers in India, in Kochi and Hyderabad. with respect to the industries that we have expertise in, we have developed deep expertise in retail. We have worked with multiple companies in healthcare sector, pharmacy chains as well. Core manufacturing, we have worked with 4 5 clients. We have delivered projects for some companies in the BFSI sector. We have worked with banks. We have worked with money exchanges, a couple of financial services companies as well. uh, uh, Recently, we have developed from last couple of years, we have developed a deep expertise in real estate as well. We have developed our own custom solution that we presented yesterday, and we have delivered full-blown ERP projects for real estate companies in last couple of years. In energy sector also, we have couple of clients we have delivered for education. Recently, we have worked with two organization in the education sector, and we have developed full-blown ERP solutions for them as well. Technology, telecom, logistics. We have worked in our initial years. We have developed full-blown ERP projects for them as well. And there are some examples for construction and infrastructure companies as well. With respect to the services that we offer all kind of services related to IT consultation, end-to-end project implementation, any third-party integration that you require, any over-the-top customization that you would want on a specific module or on any business application. Annual support and maintenance contracts we provide. We also have an analytics arm where we provide multiple services. And we cover everything under Microsoft Dynamics 365 umbrella, be it finance, supply chain, CRM, HR, payroll, commerce, retail, Power BI, Business Central, any kind of on-premise to cloud migration that you require, upgradation services. We'll be able to provide you everything under Microsoft Dynamics 365 umbrella. Our core philosophy of our company is we are not a sales centric organization. That's why more than 95% of our organization is built on technical and functional consultants, technical and functional capability. Only 5% of them are in administration and growth related activities, because we truly believe that we are a customer centric, delivery centric organization. And uh, that's why we have developed a lot of training programs as well, where we incubate and cultivate our own consultants for a couple of years. We provide them trainings, and then we put them onto projects. We have a less than 1% attrition rate. So if we are going to provide you a team for a project implementation, there will be 99% chance that that particular team will be there with you till the go live. They will be successfully delivering the project for you. This is the core philosophy that we follow. I'm just going to quickly go through these slides. So this is the core philosophy that we follow while implementing our projects. We say that a digital transformation project uh, is not just a technology problem, but it is a business problem solved through technology. And we generally overlook what is underneath the tip of the iceberg. We only focus on the infrastructure and the application part, but we truly believe that the business model and the culture leveraging the data is highly important for any digital transformation project to be succeeded. For the people who are new to Microsoft ecosystem, Microsoft probably is the only business technology providing organization which has this kind of length and breadth of products. Every kind of horizontal and vertical is covered, starting from the productivity solutions, productivity and collaboration solutions that we use day in, day out. The business applications under Microsoft Dynamics 365, be it finance, sales, supply chain, marketing, service, field service, commerce. There are so many business applications which can cover all your processes uh, and completely digitize and automate them. Microsoft also has Microsoft Power Platform, which are no code, low code based solutions. If you require a particular mobile application to be developed and integrated with your system. It can be very easily developed under Power Apps. Power Pages can develop any website, cloud-based solutions. Power BI is for the analytics services, a solution for analytics. All of it is built on Azure OpenAI service and Azure Cloud Infrastructure and Services. So Microsoft probably is the only organization that provide this kind of technology, which can encompass everything that a business might require. This is the overall vision that Microsoft is trying to lead through the next generation of for the next generation of ERP, and they will be based on artificial intelligence. So Microsoft vision of an AI-led ERP system with Copilot is centered around integrating artificial intelligence into their business applications, be it finance, supply chain, commerce, human resources, project operations. Every business application has multiple use cases of a Copilot AI solution, which will enhance the productivity of the company. It will completely streamline the operations, and it will deliver smart decision making capabilities for the company as well. Coming back to our today's session, we would be covering these three modules today: bank management, treasury management, and investment management. You can just look at the following subtopics that we are going to cover, and you can keep your focus, you can keep your eye on what you would want to see in this particular webinar. You can also put up your questions in the chat box. We'll simultaneously try to answer all of them. If we are not able to answer, then we'll take up those questions in the question and answer session. Meanwhile, Anjana, if you can run up just a poll to understand the kind of audience that we have today in our session. We would just like to understand your level of awareness with respect to Microsoft Dynamics 365. It would help our consultant to storyboard for the kind of audience that we have today. Only 13 people have responded. Please, guys, I would request you to respond to our poll so that we can get a better idea of majority of our audience present today. All right. We can see there are 21 responses. We can see that the majority of them, more than 50%, have already implemented or using some version of Dynamics. Uh, Close to 40%, more than 40%, they are aware about Dynamics, and some of them are looking to implement Dynamics as well. Only 5% of the people have never heard about Dynamics. So uh, uh, Hussein and Anup, you can get a cue that the majority of the people have some awareness of Microsoft Dynamics, so you can storyboard your session in that way. I would request Hussein to take up the session from this point. You can start presenting, Hussein.
Thank you, Anshul. Hi, good evening, all.
Sure.
Hope you all are doing great for the day. Myself, Muhammad Hussein, working as a senior functional consultant at TSC, the solution consulting company. And today, as introduced in this section, I'm going to cover the topics related to bank management and the custom module which we have developed, which is developed by TSC, um, Treasury Management. So I have shared the screen. Hope you all can see the screen. Anshul, can you see the screen?
Yes, Hussein, we can see you.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So let's, without any further delay, let's start the section. So first, we will be looking into the bank management. So in the cash and bank management is a powerful module in the D365, the D365, and which will help us to create all the bank account in the system and to record all the bank related transaction, and it facilitates check printout, and also helps us in doing bank reconciliation, and obviously it support H2H integration with the bank. So if you're looking into the system, this is the navigation from the module. There is cash and bank management available. If you are looking into the cash and bank management, these are the menus available inside the cash and bank management module. So we have bank accounts, cash flow forecasting, payment reversal, letter of guarantee, letter of credit, inquiries and report, and we have setups. So if you are clicking in the bank accounts, we can see the one more menu, bank account. So if you are clicking on that, we can see the list of bank accounts already created inside the system. So if you are looking in the screen itself, we can see that here we have a bank account and bank account name, bank account number, and one more field, main accounts. So this is nothing. In D365, bank module is working as a subledger. It's following subledger concept. Means user has the option to allocate different main account to each bank account in the this form itself. So it means that while we are posting any transaction, whether it is using the vendor payment or customer receipts or as part of the general ledger general transaction also, we will not be choosing these general ledger main account. We will be, instead of that, we will be choosing only the bank account name only. So by selecting the bank account name itself, the transaction will be get posted into the corresponding main account which we have chosen at the bank master. So if you want to create a new bank account, we can click on the new button, and this is the form where the user can fill up the all related data with the bank. It contains the bank account number and bank account, the code, and the main account which we want to map with this bank account. This the user can select it here, and the currency of the bank account and the other related data. If you want to put up, we can put it over here. So this is the bank account creation forms. And the next thing is for already created bank accounts, if you want to see the list of transaction, we can click on, we can select those bank account and we can click on the transaction. There we can see the list of all the transaction, whether it's a receipt or payment, which has happened to that bank account, we can see over here. And one more important thing in this bank module is the bank transaction type. So this feature, this field play very important role in it will be helping the financial team to identify or group the transactions based upon the transaction types, and which will be helping the finance users at the time of bank reconciliation that has to be done at the end of each periods. And the next one, if you want to see the balance for each bank account, we have this balance button. If you're clicking on this balance, we will be able to see what is the balance available with the bank account, and this balance may not be matching with the actual bank balance, because this is the based upon the transaction which we have posted inside the system. If it is not matching, there it comes the bank reconciliation statements to match the system balance with the original bank statement balance. So here comes the reconciliation process. Microsoft Dynamics offers two kind of reconciliation. One is manual reconciliation, and the another one is advanced bank reconciliation process. So the manual reconciliation is, everyone might be familiar with that system. we will be seeing all the bank related transaction, all the related transaction from the bank, and we will be manually taking those things with the bank statement, and we will be marking those which is matching with the bank statement. And if we find any new transaction which is not available inside the system, but it is available in the bank statement, which we will create as part of bank reconciliation in that form itself, and we will match both the system balance and the bank statement balance. That is the manual reconciliation process. And when it comes to the advanced reconciliation, these are the three formats D365 supports. By selecting any of these three format like BAI2 or CAMT053 or MT940 format, we can import the bank statement to the D365, and system will compare both the system transaction and the imported transaction, either manual comparison or through some matching rules. System will compare the statement and system will do the reconciliation. That is included in the advanced bank reconciliation process. So next comes the check printout. So D365 offers check printout facility also through the system. If anyone want to print the check through the D365, we can configure the check layout in the system, which is, so we will be get the check from the bank. So we will see the bank check format, and we will our team will be, or we can customize the check layout in the system, and using the customized layout, the system will be able to print the check using D365 itself. So at the time of making any vendor payment, we will be having one option to generate check payments. There the check will be printed out. So that facility also we have inside the system. And as we know that Microsoft is always keeping on updating whatever the application they are already having it. So, and these are the two newly added features to the bank management module. One is petty cash, which is available from 10.039 version, and the another one is bank account lifecycle management, which is available from 10.040 version. So these two actually these two features are very helpful for the finance team, because earlier who are using Dynamics 365, they might they are aware, they aware about that we don't have a direct petty cash functionality in the system, so we might be creating a vendor as petty cash vendor, and we will be doing all the transaction to that vendor. So now from 10.039 version onwards, Microsoft give us the option, give us the option to uh, work on petty cash directly without creating any vendor or any other functionality. And one more thing, bank account lifecycle management. So these are the two features which can be enabled through the feature management options in the system. So before you are going to enable this feature, we need to make sure that we are in the our system has been updated in the latest version. Otherwise, this option will not be available. So once these features has been enabled, to activate the petty cache, we have one more parameter that will be under cache and bank management parameter. We need to enable the petty cache to yes. Enable petty cache check with the yes. Then only system will enable the petty cache menus in the module. So once these two setups has been done, our navigation will be like that. Under the cache and bank management, we can see the petty cache menu and the cache and bank master data change setup. So as we explained in the bank accounts, petty cache here also will be working as in the submaster concept. There we can create multiple kind of petty cache. Like if you have separate petty cache boxes for meeting day-to-day expenses or other activities, we can create those many items under the petty cache list, and we can match each of them with the separate main account, and it will be following the subledger concept. And this one, the other features, cache and bank master data change setup will make sure that we have a workflow for the proposed changes in the bank master. So till the 10.039, we don't have any option to control the changes which we are making in the bank master. Whatever the change we are making, so the user who are having that privilege, they can go into that master and they can make the the changes. So from 10.40 version onwards, Microsoft has brought up this validation where whatever the changes which we are making on the bank master, we have the option to activate a control over the fields which are crucial and which will be controlled over the with a workflow. So if you are clicking on the cash and bank master data change setup, we can able to see a form like this. There we can see the list of protected fields. So these many fields we can protect using this workflow process. So here we can see the bank account number, bank account status, the main account or the currency. So we can select whatever the fields according to our preference. So once this field has been selected and the change approval on modification, we need to enable this to yes, then only this setup will work. So once it is enabled and the appropriate or the required protected fields has been selected, we need to set up the workflow for this. So that is available under the cash and bank management workflow for proposed bank account changes. So once this workflow has been updated and the protected fields list has been activated, if you are doing any changes in the bank account master and those changes, if those changes comes under the protected fields, system will give us one more pop-up like this. This is the bank account number. It was before it was like this, and after your change, this will be like this. So do you want to discard the changes or continue? If you want to discard, it will be discarded. We can click on the discard and it will be discarded. Now, if you want to change the bank account number, mean we can close. We can click on the close button, and in the bank account listing page, we can see that for the selected bank account, there has been the change state has been updated with changes not submitted, means there has been some changes happened into the protected fields, and but those changes have not been submitted to the workflow. So the user can submit it to the workflow by clicking on the workflow, and the parties who are all involved in those workflow, they will be verifying and approving. So once they are approving it, the requested change will be updated in the bank account. So this is the another feature recently added in the bank cash and bank management module. So these are the high level overview of the bank management module. So and mostly I want to concentrate on the treasury management module, which is developed by the TSC. That's why we just covered only the high level menu of the bank management. So as a finance consultant, we know that even though every ERPs, it can be D365 or any other ERP. Every ERP provides us the tracking of each and every transactions which we are doing in our systems. Whether it's an inventory transactions or a bank payment or a bank receipt, we can track all those transactions from a PO or from a sales order or from a purchase requisition or a material request. We can track from the root to the end. We can track all those transactions inside the system. But when it comes to the facilities related transaction like loan, overdraft, fixed deposits, or any kind of other financial assistance which we have acquired from any bank or financial institution, our finance team, what they will be doing is that at the end of the period, they will be sitting up in the system and they will open an Excel sheet and they will identify what are the transactions related with those facilities from the bank statement which is downloaded from the bank, and they will identify those transactions. They will calculate the interest from their own side whether it is matching with the bank calculated transaction by applying the EBAR rate or the margin rate, and that has to be done for each and every facilities they have acquired. So if any entity or any company having multiple facilities with the different banks, so it is very hectic process for the finance team or the accounts receivable teams to sit on uh, at every month end and working on those things and identifying the interest to be paid, interest to be accrued, or the principal amount has to be paid. Whatever the transaction related with those facilities, they have to do it they have to do the journal creation manually and they need to post it. So here comes TSC has come up with a solution where we need to just upload one schedule to the system related to each facilities, and the rest of the things system will take care, like interest calculation, journal creation and journal posting, everything system will be taking care of those things. So this is the overview of the treasury management, and these are the advantage of the module. So here the user will be able to record all the facilities available from a bank or the any financial institution, and we can track each and every transaction which has been which has relation with those facilities, and we can upload the schedules to the system. Based upon the schedule, system will be calculating the interest automatically, and based upon the interest calculated and the schedule created, we can create the journals and we can make the posting also, and then it comes the reporting areas. So these are the facilities covered so far in this module. One is loan, and the another one is overdraft, and the next one is fixed deposit. So in our system, we call these facilities as facility groups. So loan is one facility group, overdraft is one facility group, and fixed deposit is another facility group. So under each facility group, we can have different facility types. For example, uh, we can have multiple varieties of loan, like loan for working capital, loan for construction expenses, loan for enhancement, or loan for that meeting daily expenses. We can have multiple varieties of loan, right? So these varieties of loan, we will be calling it as in our system as facilities type. So why we are differentiating facility group and facility type is to have different types of reports. So we can have reports based upon the facility groups, and we can also have the report based upon the facility types. So these are the two types which we'll be using across over the sections. So this is the navigation to the module. You can see that there is one treasury management, and I want to put one more point that this is the custom module developed by TSC. So this module will not be available in your system. So if anyone interested, they can contact with our sales team. They will be directing you for the further process. So this is the treasury management, and these are the menus included in this module. Here you can see bank account. This is nothing but they will show the list of all the bank accounts which we have created and kept under the cash and bank management module. This is the replication of that list of all bank accounts. And then we have loan, overdraft, and fixed deposit. And we have treasury journal, we have report parts, and we have some badge jobs to be run at periodically, that is included in the periodic task, and we have set up the configuration parts. So let's move on each things separately. So let's start with the loan facility group. So these are the steps which will be covered in this section: creation of loan, and uploading the schedule, calculation of interest, creation of and posting of journal. So when we are clicking on the loan, there we can see all loan account, all loans. There is one menu, all loans. If you are clicking on all loans, system will open a form where we will be able to see all the loan facilities which have been created in the system. So as it's a demo, I have kept only two loans. So a number of loans can be created here. In this form itself, we can see what are the facility type. You can see here both the loans are for construction, and what is the bank, from which bank we have availed this loan, and what is the loan amount, and what is the status of this loan, whether it is active or closed. So those things can be understood from the list form itself. So if you want to create a new loan account, we can click on the new button. So the new registration form will be open. So this form we are calling it as registration form, where the user can update all the loan related information to this form, like what is the currency, and as I mentioned earlier, what is the facility type, whether it's a construction or it's a working capital loan, and from which bank account we have acquired this loan, and what is the starting, what is the loan amount, what's the start date, what is the maturity date, what is the EBR rate, what is the margin rate, so what's the total tenor of the loan, what's the EBR type which you are following. So all those things can be updated here, and on top of that, we have also brought this financial dimension options. So user has the option to add the financial dimension values related with these facility transactions. So whenever we are generating any journals out of this facility, whatever the dimension financial dimension values we are giving here will be automatically mapped to the transaction. So this is the facility type. As I told you, this is submaster only, which will be listed on all the facility type which we have created. So we can see here, say construction and working capital two types which have been created and showing here. And these are the financial dimension selection options. So once everything is updated, the registration form has been filled duly, then we can click on the facility schedule button on the top of the action tab. So you can see there on the action tab facility schedule. While we are clicking on the facility schedule, as we know, as we are creating a new facility, there will not be any transaction available in the system. So we need to upload the schedule to the system. So when we are clicking on the schedule upload, we will be getting an option to generate the template or upload the schedule. So I have created a demo template for this section. For this purpose, we can see this. So this is the template how it is looking. Then there we will be having the transaction date, and each process in that facility will be calling it as transaction type, like drawdown, principal payment, interest payment, or if you have pre-settlement, pre-closure, uh, all those things we'll be calling it as transaction type. So whatever the transaction type which we will be entering with the date and the amount. So this is the schedule. So as I have shown in the registration form, our loan period tenor is 36 months, and these are the transaction which is mentioned in the schedules. So now we will try to upload this schedule to the system. So now we will be when we are while we are clicking on the facility schedule upload, system will ask for to add the file. So I am selecting that Excel sheet over here, and once I selecting this Excel sheet, system will create a draft schedule. This is not a complete schedule, this is a draft schedule where we can have this option, where we can see this option error remarks. So if there is any error related to the transaction types which we have uploaded, like example, we have already mentioned in our registration form that the loan amount which we have taken. So if the drawdown amount, total of the accumulation of the drawdown amount is exceeding the loan amount, system will give an error remarks here by saying that drawdown exceeds the loan limit. Or if there is any transaction prior to the loan starting date, or if there is any transaction beyond the loan expiry date, all those things will be catching up into the error remarks. So as we don't have any error remarks over here, we can validate the form and we can transfer this to the actual schedule form. So while we transfer, once it is transferred to the original form, this is how it looks up. Now you can see that in the Excel sheet, I had only 5-6 lines. But here, based upon the tenor of my schedule or facility, system has been created these many lines. This is nothing that the finance people, anyone is in the call, they can identify easily that for every month end, we need to create an accrued interest payable entry, right? Even though the drawdown or the interest payment may be happening at every 2 months or 3 months based upon the agreement which we are having with the bank. But whatever be the case, every month then we need to create an entry for the accrued interest payable to match to include that expense in the current month expenses. So for every month up to the end of the schedule or the end of the period of the loan, system will calculate the accrued interest payable based upon the outstanding amount as on that date, and system will apply the interest rate available in the registration form or a new rates updated in the system. Based upon that, system will calculate the interest and system will update the amount over here. So this is how this schedule is creating. Now the schedule has been created. Now we will be looking into the journal creation and the posting part. So here we can see the journal creation menu, the journal creation and post menu. So here the user can select up to which date they want to create the schedule. So probably or normally everyone will be doing these works at the month end only, right? So they can select the date up to one end of the previous months. And here one more validation we have brought in is that we cannot create a journal for the future date. System will not allow us to create any journal for the future date. System will allow only us to create the journal up to current date only. So that is the validation we have brought in here. So here I am selecting till August 31st. So here in the schedules, we can see that till August 31st, we have 2 lines. So I am selecting up to August 31st and I am clicking OK. So while I'm clicking OK, you can see that journal is created successfully, the messages. And in the journal batch number, we can see 2 journal has been created over here. So these are the 2 transaction type for which system has been created 2 journals. And if you are clicking on this journal batch number, it will be taking us to the general journal forms, and there we can click on the lines, and there we can see the journal lines that has been created for the transaction type. Here we can see the account type and the offset account type has been brought up based upon the main account which has been allocated in the posting profile, and we have tried to put a automatic description which will be including the facility number, transaction date, and the transaction type, and the amount obviously it will come. So we can validate this journal line and we can posting it. So once the posting has been completed, here you can see that the posted field will be getting updated and what is the date of posting. So this is how we are doing the posting in the system inside each facility available or which we have created in the system. So the other features which we have included in this module is that, as we know that the schedule, even though we are able to upload a loan schedule from the beginning or from the beginning time, bank may tell us that this is the interest payment you need to pay at each interval, maybe at every 2 months or every 3 months, or these are the on this particular date you need to pay the principal payment, like that. From the initial stage, we may get a schedule. But after uploading the schedule also to the system, there is always a chance for adding new lines for additional drawdown or additional interest payment or additional principal payment. The chances may come, right? So all to cover up all those scenario, we have the option to add transaction lines to the already uploaded schedules. In the schedule itself, we can create new lines and we can select the transaction type and we can update the amount. Based upon the creation of those new lines, system will update the lines which are coming below to the newly lines. System will update the outstanding balances and system will calculate the interest accordingly. And the other scenario which we have covered in this module is that always the bank interest rate will not be fixed for the complete loan period. There is always a chance for fluctuation. So to accommodate that also, we have the option to change interest rates in the system. And we have, if we found any journal has been posted wrongly, if in some cases, because if user has been uploaded a schedule wrongly to the system, based upon that only system will calculate those things and system will create the journal. If later someone identify that there is a mistake in the posted journal, means we have the reversal of posted journal, and we have kept one more option to adjustment for the reversal journal also. So the adjustment journal will be doing based upon the workflow, and upon the approval of the workflow, system will post the adjustment journal also to the schedule. So this is what all about the loan part. Now let's move to the another facility group, overdraft. So these are the points which we will be covering up: creation and uploading OD balances, calculation of interest, creation of posting and journals, those things. So the same menu will be continuing here also, and we have tried to keep to make all the registration forms similar. So all the loan, overdraft, fixed deposit registration form will be looking similar, and so we will be clicking on this overdraft here. So this is the system will show what are the overdraft facility that has been created inside the system. So here also we can see what type of facility type. If you have different type of overdraft, that can be identified over here and from which bank, and we can also bring the amount column also here. So to create a new overdraft, we will be clicking on the new button again, and the same registration form will be we can see here also. So here we have newly on the EBIT type. So in UAE, we'll be keep on overnight EBIT, 1 month EBIT, 2 month EBIT, 3 month EBIT like that. So which EBIT type which we are following, that can be updated here, and we will be updating the margin and the fixed rate over here, and the loan amount, the other things, and the financial dimensions that also can be updated here. So once it is done, same we'll be clicking on the facility schedule, and we can upload the schedule also here. So as it is on overdraft, we'll be uploading only the daily balances to the system. No need to upload all the overdraft related bank account transaction to the system. So I will show how it is. So, so the schedule will be like this. For each day, what is the day end balance, which we will be keep on, which we will be updating in this Excel sheet and as a whole. Either we can daily update the overdraft balance to the system, or we can upload as a whole using this template to the system. So this is the template which I am going to upload to the system. So while clicking on this browse button, system will ask for the selection the file. I am selecting the file which I have shown now. So once it is selected, we can see that all the things has been updated here, all the lines has been updated here, and we can see that the interest amount, everything is zero only here. So schedule has been created. To update the interest, we need to click on the interest rate calculation. So while clicking on the interest rate calculation, system will take care of the secured part and unsecured part. As we know, in overdraft, we might have the option for secured portion and the unsecured portion also. So if there is secured part, system will calculate the interest for the secured part with the secured percentage, and for the unsecured part, system will calculate the interest with the unsecured, and for the total amount, total interest percentage, system will calculate the daily interest and it will update here. And then once it is updated, then it is journal posting only, the same process over here also. So we will be clicking on the journal creation and posting button, which I have shown in the loan menu. So once it is selected, up to which date you want to post, we can select the date and we can click on OK. System will create a journal batch number over here, and by clicking on this journal number, it will direct to the journal forms. From there, we can verify the journals and posts. So one more point I want to add over here is that we have the option for auto posting also. So for the demo purpose only, we have disabled that functionality. So in the parameter, treasury management module parameter, we have the option to enable automatic posting also. If automatic posting is enabled, means upon clicking on this OK here by selecting the date, system will create the journal number and system will do the posting also in the same batch job itself. System will create both the things at the same time and it will create automatically. And these are the other features updating EBA rate to the system. So as we know that EBA rate will be keep on changing day by day. So it is very hard to update the EBA rate on the daily basis in the system. So we have included one EBA rate form, which I will show at the end of this section. There we have the option to upload EBA rate form as a bulk to the system for a month or for a week, or even if you want to add those things in a daily basis, that also we can do. So that functionality is over there. So this in the overdraft, system will calculate the interest based upon the EBA rate available in the EBA rate form only. And the other functionalities are similar to the loan functionalities only. We have the option to reverse, and for the reverse journal, we have the adjustment options also. And next comes the fixed deposit. So these are the points which we are going to cover. So under the treasury management, again fixed deposit menu is there. While clicking on that, we'll be seeing all the. So again, it will be kind of repetition only. The thing is that we have kept the same menu and view for all the menus so that it will be more user friendly. And even for creating the new fixed deposit also, the registration form also we kept the lookup in the same for all the three facilities which is available for the time being. So once all these things have been created, we will be creating on the facility schedule. And as it's a new fixed deposit, instead of uploading schedule, here it is fixed deposit schedule generation only. While clicking on the schedule generation, whatever the information which we have provided on the facility registration form, those things will be captured here and it will ask for confirmation. If you want to make any change, we can change from here also. So once we confirm this, we can click on OK, and system will generate the schedule for the period. So if it is for 6 months or 8 months, it will create the complete schedule for those periods. And we can see here that the first transaction is a deposit of the deposit transaction, and last transaction is the interest receipt transaction. And in between these two, we can see accrued interest receivable. So for all other month period, we are just system is creating accrued interest receivable based upon the fixed deposit amount and the fixed interest rate in the system. So once and here in this module we have the option to expiry. So if you want to expire this fixed deposit before the maturity date also, we can do the expiration. And after the expiry, suppose if the fixed deposit has been reached on uh, as mentioned in this schedule, if we are on 31st of January 2025 and we want to continue the same fixed deposit, if we are reaching on this date, here one more menu will be showing here as a renew. You can click on the renew button. So system will ask for how long, how many periods you want to continue. Those the ending date we can select. So the again the system will create those many lines, and system will create this transaction types and the amount also. So the journal posting and creation, the journal creation and posting follows the same process. And now we have seen that for each and every facility, I have shown you the journal creation and journal posting separately, right? So if we have multiple facilities, suppose 20 or 15 numbers of facilities which are having for a company, and entering into each facility one by one and creating journal and posting those things is a hectic job, right? So to overcome those scenario, we have brought a badge job over here which we can see under this periodic task treasury facility journal creation. So what this badge job will do is that while clicking on this, system will ask us which facility group you want to create the journal. If you are not selecting any facility group, means system will create the journal for all the facility group up to the date which we are mentioning over here. If you want to create only for the facility related with the fixed deposit, we can select fixed deposit. If it's overdraft, we can select the overdraft. So only for those selected facility groups, system will create the journals. So this is the badge of options which we have uh, created to avoid to enter into to avoid this multiple journal creation and posting process. So these are the configuration part. So those are the transaction related things. Now which we are moving to the configuration part. So as I told you, we will be having facility group and we will be having facility type. We can have bank group also for the reporting purpose. And this is the EBA rate upload form which I will be showing now. And we will be having one posting profile, and we will be having one treasury journal also. So all these things have been put up under this setup. We can see here that EBA type, EBA rate, and we have workflows also. And we have facility group, facility type, facility posting profiles, and journal. Which journal we can have one journal separately for treasury. So next is the EBA rate form. As I told you, for the overdraft, system will be calculating the interest based upon the interest mentioned over this EBA rate form only. Here we have the EBA rate uploading template. So we can get this template. Once the template is uploaded, we can enter whatever the data is available over with us, and we can upload back that template to the system. System will catch up all those data and they listed here over here. And based upon this interest rate, system will be calculating the overdraft interest whenever we are doing this schedule uploading or the bank statement uploading to the systems. So then let's move to the reporting parts. So we have majorly three reports we have created for this module. One is loan position report, and another one is accrued interest for the period, and one is loan summary reports. So high level of the reports will be like this. Now this is the loan position report. Here we can see facility type wise. We can see this is overdraft, and these are the transaction, and these are the amount we have taken from the bank, and these are the balance unutilized portion. So this and we have some more details like if the loan is related with any project, those things will mention here, and what is the interest rate which we have following for these things, and all those things, period availability period, those things will can be uh, fetched from this report. And this is the another one, interest calculation as of September. So this report will show us the interest calculated for a up to a period. So this is first column will show us what is the current month interest charges. So I have this many loans. So this is the total interest I am going to pay for this month. So the user will get an update. So these are the interest which we have to pay for this month, and they can arrange that fund accordingly. And it will show what is the total interest charged for the year to date, and what is the interest if we have paid those interest, and it will update it here. And again it will show the year to date accrued interest, interest accrual. So these are the reports which we have created for the time being in this module. And as this is the custom module, based upon the information available in the facilities, we can create any kind of reports also in the system. So those are my part of the presentation. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Hussein.
Thank you.
Anup, you can take over from here. Meanwhile, Hussein, if there are a couple of questions that are probably unanswered, if you can just go to the chat box and check them and type in the answer in the chat box itself, it will be great.
I will look into that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anshul. I hope I am audible for everyone.
Yes, yes, Anup.
Thank you for passing the torch over to me. So, good evening, everyone. My name is Anup Unikrishnan, and I am a functional consultant specialized in finance. And thank you once again on behalf of TAC. Thank you for your presence over here. I know it's not that easy to stay here for more than an hour for this kind of session, and that shows your curiosity and also your thirst for knowledge to explore more, to have a new, to understand what is there new, what is new, what are the new things which we as a TSC team is offering more than what we already have in the D365 platform. Now, my as Anshul has mentioned, my topic for today is investment management. Let me just share my screen. So before we jump into the session, I just want to give you a brief, a quick story on how we got a motivation or how we got encouraged to build such kind of ISVs like the investment management. You know, over our period of time, our implementation days, what we have found, what we have noticed is that there are in many of the companies, they have a investment section. Maybe it might be a different section altogether, or it might be a part of finance. And what we have found and what we have requested for was they have been uh, preparing all the investment related activities in an Excel. Right? In Excel, they have been manually doing all the preparations, all the calculations in the Excel, maintaining all the performances of each and every share which they have been investing in the capital market, and all the including the presentations. They have been doing all this manually, and since then, many of the of our clients has requested or even asked for any workarounds that is there any workaround that is available in D365 where they could account all these uh, investments that can accommodate all these investment transactions into a system rather than having making everything in an Excel and passing all those details to the finance department and let them pass only the transactions, only the accounting transactions in the system. Now, this is where we got the idea, why not we attempt to give a solution the where we could bridge the gap between and investment team, investment handling personnel, and the finance team, where they don't have to do the recordings twice, just one click or one entry in the system, and the finance can just review the entries and go ahead with the day-to-day activities, which will be much more productive for the company itself. So I'm not going to, again, go into much more details. We could just, I could move on to uh, the session for the day. Uh, so as a part of our session, we'll be covering, sorry, yeah, we'll be covering the following topics, which would make you understand, which by which you would have a better understanding on how the application operates in the system. So Uh, I'll be covering topics like share management, portfolio group management, dealer master, journal setup, hosting profile setup, shared journal, and reports with Power BI. Now, the first 5 points is basically the setups which would make the application ready for doing the transactions, investment related transaction system. So we'll just quickly go through the setup part. First, we have a share management. For the share management, we basically have a share master where where the user can create and generate a list of shares which we intend to use or which we have already invested in the capital market to use those shares as a part of our transactions to record the investment transactions in the system. So if you look at the system, our module name itself is investment management. And as you can see, we have 5 main menu items in the system. We have common, journals, inquiries and reports, periodic, and setup. Under common, we have master list, we have share master and we have a portfolio group master. Then under journals, we have shared journals where we perform all the transactions, investment related transactions to the system. Then we have inquiries and reports, uh, under which we have sub-menu item called shared portfolio transactions, where we can have a summary of all the transactions which have been recorded in the system. Then we have revaluation under the periodic menu, which is actually a badge of functionality to calculate the unrealized gain or loss, which will be covered in the later session. And then we have setup. We have parameters where we will be defining the journal names, etc. And then we have dealer. dealer is a dealer master, which again I will be covering in the later sessions. And then we have posting profile where we define the main accounts and offset accounts for different types of for different transaction types. Now let's get back to the share master creation. For creating the share is just like those who have already familiar with the D365 ERP. It's just like any other master which we create in the system, in the D365 system. It's the same functionality. It's a similar functionality. You click on the share menu and you go click new, um, enter the name of the share and enter the ticker ID. For those who don't know what ticker ID is, it's just a short version or a short abbreviation of each share, which that will be the name which will be used in the capital market for share trading and all the trading related activities. After entering the ticker ID, you click save. You can go to the details on your action pane, click on the details, and here you can write the description if it is required. And then you can specify the financial dimensions. That is, we can default the financial dimensions in the share master. The, the major use of this defaulting the financial dimension is that the user doesn't have to, every time when the user is performing transactions in the system, user doesn't have to specify the financial dimensions for each type of transactions. If you have defaulted that in the share master level itself, the system will automatically fetch all these values from the share master to the transactions so that it will be a time saving part and it would be much more productive as well. Now, after uh, entering all these financial dimensions, you just save the master and it will be available for you to perform these transactions. Now, the next we have shared portfolio management. I guess generally every company who are investing, every company who is investing in the capital market will have multiple portfolios, which may have a certain range of shares in that portfolio. And for that, and they would also like to have a tracking based on the multiple portfolio. Um, Even though, I mean, whether it's a share performance or whether it's a portfolio as a portfolio performance as well. And more, and which is why we also need to create a portfolio master as well for the better tracking. For that, same as how we have how we have created the share master, you click on the portfolio, click on new, enter the name and enter the code for the portfolio, enter the name, portfolio name, and then we have a dealer code. Dealer code is simply an agency. Like, for example, the company might have multiple portfolios, but not all the portfolios will be managed by the company itself. They might outsource those to external agencies so that some of the portfolios will be handled by the external agencies, and some of them might be handled by the company, or either the company might give their entire portfolios to the external agencies itself. So in order to identify or in order to know which portfolio is being dealt by which dealer, which external agencies, we have provided this master or this field in this portfolio so that the user would know, okay, this investment, this portfolio is being handled by this dealer. So the master of which we have a master for this, which is there in the setup under setup, which will be covering as well. Same as how uh, we have created the master for share and portfolio. The dealer master can also be created and listed out. Now, once we have selected the dealer, you can also default the financial dimensions in the portfolio group as well, so that if the user doesn't want to default for every shares that they create, because they must be having a lot of shares under their bottom, I mean under their bucket, and they don't want to like default for each and every share these financial dimensions. So a better way to handle that is if you default that in the portfolio group level, whenever the user is performing a transactions, um, the moment the user selects the portfolio group, whichever share is being handled under those portfolio group uh, will be applied with all these financial dimensions. Now, once this has been uh, entered over here, you click save, and the portfolio group is ready for you to use for the transactions. Now, next is dealer master. As I have explained earlier, dealer master it represents the external dealers or agents who might be managing the portfolio for the company, and the user should be able to know which portfolio is handled by which dealers. So uh, to create the dealer list, you go under the setup. You have dealer sub menu. Go to the dealer, click on new, and same as how you have prepared, how you have created the share and portfolio group. You enter the code and you enter the name, and you just save. Now, once all this is done, we have a basic setup that needs to be done in order for the application to work as expected. As a part of that step, we need to have a journal setup. That is, we need to specify or define the system that to which journal name or to which journal book all these transactions should be recorded or posted. Right? For that, you can go to the setup, go to the parameters, and under the journal fast tab, you can actually select the journal which you want the system to post all the related transactions in the system. Now, once that has been mapped in the parameters, you can click save, and that's all about it for the journal names mapping. Then the main part, the core part of this application is the posting profile setup. Now, this is where we define what should be the main accounts and what should be the offset accounts for each type of transactions which the user will be are going to perform in the future related to the capital investments. So for that, you go to the under the setup, you have posting profile. Under the click on the posting profile, and here you can define based on the transaction type, based on the share, and based on the portfolio group, which main account or which offset account the system should consider when they are performing each transaction type. So if you click on new, you can see the cost code here as group table and all. For the just to make it much more simpler, uh, system is actually asking you whatever main account or whatever offset account we are defining it here, should that be applicable to a particular share, which is like if you are selecting the table that represents whether it should be share wise, that system should consider this posting profile, or if the system whether the system should consider in a group level, where whenever a group is being specified, whether the system should consider the main account and offset account and apply these two accounts based on the group, or this is whether the system should apply these posting profile for all types of share, for all the shares, for all the groups, right? So this is the main nature behind this table, group, and all, right? And so I'm here, for example, if I'm selecting the group over here, right? The corresponding field would give you the drop-down list of the portfolio groups. There you can select the particular portfolio and you can select the transaction type. Now you can see here we have a couple of transaction types like purchase, sale, dividend income, realized gain, realized loss, and bonus. So based on the transaction type, if you're opting for purchase, what should be the main account? And what should be the offset account? Basically, it goes on the behavior like the main account as debit side and the offset account as the credit side. So there will be no confusion here. Here, the main account that represents the debit side of the transaction, and the offset account represents the credit side of the transaction, right? So like this, you can specify or you can define based on the transaction type and based on the code, course code, whether it should be group wise or table wise, you can set and define um all the main accounts and offset account based on transaction types, so that so that it will be ready for the transactions to be performed in the future. Now, once you have done and specified all these here, you can click save, and the application will be ready for the user to use properly. Now, now let's come to the shared journal. The shared journal is the menu where the user could perform all the posting of investment related transactions into the system, uh, and based on the posting profile which has been set up, right? And I could just show you how it looks like. I would give you an example of a share purchase, which can be done in the share journal. For that, click on the share journal under the menu item journal. If you click new, you can see how this form is being structured, right? We had many thoughts on how to present the form in front of the user who doesn't, the user can, for in the investment team, the user can be those users who have minimal amount of financial knowledge in the sense the accounting knowledge, right? Where the user wants to think about what should be the main account or what should be the offset account for the uh, to enter into the system to post into the system. So to avoid that hassle, we have come up in a much more simplest way of form where the user would only have to make a minimum information or minimum entries into the system. So the system itself would consider all the parameters which based on our setups which we have done earlier, and the system would post into the system. And so system so that so this this would make the life of the user much more easier and much more productive while performing all these transaction events into the system. So like I said, once user clicks on the new button, so the user can select the transaction type. The date will be automatically be populated based on the current date, right? And the user can select the transaction type. If the user want to purchase a sale, for example, uh, you can select the purchase type as purchase, and you can select the share which you want to purchase, select the portfolio group, and also if the user wants to uh, enter the description based on the transaction, they can have that too, and enter the quantity, enter the price per share, and automatically the total amount will be populated over here. And that's it. That's the only thing that the user needs to do. After that, just click save, and he can, yeah, before going to the posting, here you can see the financial dimension, right? Now, like I have explained earlier, if the user has already defaulted the financial dimensions in the share level or the portfolio group level, all these details will be auto-populated here in the transaction level. The user doesn't have to doesn't have to enter it manually. But if such activities hasn't been done, the user may will have would have to enter each and every financial dimension, mandatory financial dimension for each transactions. So once the financial dimension has been entered in the transaction, we click on the post button on the top in your action pane and click OK and done. The transaction has been posted. And you can even see a checkbox enabled, the flag has been enabled here as yes, which would indicate that this transaction has been posted. Now, to see the transactions that has been posted, once this has been performed, you go to the share master, and select the share which you want to see the transactions of. On the action pane, you can see the share portfolio transaction over here. And here you can see you can see all the transactions, whatever transactions that have been performed based on this share in this one table, right? And also, in addition to that, we have also provided a direct link uh, for the user where he can, if they want to know if they want to see the actual financial transactions in the system, we have given a hyperlink for the journal batch or the journal names, as well as the voucher. If they want to see the journal name or the journal batch number where this has been posted, the user can click on this link, this hyperlink. It will redirect you to that journal which has been posted. Change the view to the posted over here, and the system will show you the posted journal. Click on the lines, and here you can see uh, the transactions which have been posted. And if you can click on the voucher, you can see the actual transactions, debit and credit, which has been posted based on the posting profile setup. And if you don't want to go into all these hassles, like going into the journal batch number, then going into the lines, then to the voucher, we have also provided a voucher hyperlink as well, where the user will be redirected to the straight away to the voucher itself, right? And this is how the transactions be performed for the purchase and as well as the sale as well. Now, the a major part of this investment activities is this share revaluation, where I don't know if you know about this, like whenever the person who is handling the investment transactions, who is handling the investment management, who is handling the investment, would have to calculate uh, the gain or loss. That means what is our current gain based on investment in the market, right? Which maybe you may not have received those gain as of now. It's still there as an asset in the market, but you still need to know what was your cost of investment and what have you gained from this investment, right? So this calculation is being done periodically at a regular interval that can be monthly or quarterly based on the policy. So for that purpose, um, we have um, created an automatic way for calculating based on a certain criteria. For that calculation to happen, what the user should do, the user should update all the current market rate for each of the shares. So the system would know what would be the basis for the calculation, right? Under which market rate the system should calculate the unrealized gain or loss, right? For that, what the user would do this, or user should go to the share master, select this share, and we have an option for updating the share price on the action pane, which is share price. You click on the share price, click new, enter the date into the system of that market price, and enter the market price. Now, once this has been updated, the system is updated with the current market value of that particular share. Now, after that has been updated, the user would simply have to click on the revaluation button over here, which would in turn run a batch process where the system will be calculating the unrealized gain or loss based on the market rate which has been updated and the previous purchase price which has been updated in the system. Once this has been clicked, you click OK, and as soon as you click OK, an automatic line will be generated in the system with the calculated amount, right? And based on whether the calculated amount is a loss amount or gain amount, the system will understand the type of the transaction type as unrealized gain or loss over here, and system will give you a calculation of how much of the amount has you have realized as a gain or as a loss. Right. So here, the user will only have to enter the description and then just post. You click OK, and system will post the transaction. See, the user wouldn't have to even calculate it manually. System does the job for you. Now, to understand, just to go through the transactions, you click on the share which you want to know the transactions about, and click on the share portfolio transactions. Here you would see the first activity what we did was the purchase, and the second one was uh, we calculate the unrealized gain or loss, right? And you can see here the purchase was done for 550 per quantity, and the updated share price was 6, and the differences of these market rate of this rate was 0.5. Multiplied into 10,000 quantity, you get the amount of 5,000. So so that's how the system calculates the unrealized gain or loss. And yeah, once that has been posted, again, like I've mentioned earlier, you can click on the voucher link to look into the financial transactions that have been posted based on the calculation, right? And then we can go to the share sale where we have much more calculation. Um, for to perform the sale of share, again we go to the share journal, we click new, we select the transaction type as sale, you select the share which you want to sell, under which portfolio it would come, enter the description, enter the quantity that you want to sell, and enter the price at which price you want to sell. Now, in this sale transaction, uh, or when you are selling shares, you might also have additional fees uh, added to it. Like you might have a brokerage fee, you might have a commission fee, or you might even have bank charges, right? To accommodate along in this transaction, we have also given an option uh, as another tab called fees, where you can add all the types of fees which is included in these transactions. We have a separate master for this where you can keep on adding the type of fees which you're dealing with, right? And whatever master you have created, it will be listed out here, and you can select the type of fee in this transaction. You enter the fee amount, and you can again select the sales tax group or item sales tax group if tax is involved. Of course, the fee would be with both without tax and with tax. So based on the scenarios, you can add as many fees as you want with and without taxes. So once you have defined that in the in the under the fee session, you can post into the system, and system will post the transaction. Now, when the system is posting the sale transaction system is posting system is actually posting three transactions. One is the sale of the share. Second one is the bank charges or the fees that we have mentioned in the system. And the third one is the calculation of realized gain or loss, the actual profit, which profit or loss which you have realized while performing this transaction, right? And how the system is calculating this realized gain or loss is based on a FIFO criteria. If we go to the share transaction, share portfolio transaction of this share, the the idea behind how to calculate the realized gain or loss is that in the system, we have defined the system as of now the ISIF solution. We have made this realized gain or loss calculation based on the FIFO method. That means system will be searching for the oldest batch of purchase, and the system will pick only those rate to calculate the difference with the sale price and give you a realized gain or loss transaction or realized gain or loss calculation, right? And of course, as a part of our enhancement, we will also be providing a provision for weighted average too, because since most of our clients or most of our customer is following IFRS, this is mostly for the people for the customers who is following IFRS standards. They are strictly following the FIFO method. So by that standard, we have uh, applied the FIFO method in for the calculation of realized gain or loss. But like I said, we will also be providing weighted average method as well, so that the users who wants to use the weighted average method, they can have their calculation in that method. Now, if I go to the posting side of the sale, you click on lines over here. And if I select the voucher of the first transaction, you can see here, along with the sale which has been posted, you can see the bank charges, which we have mentioned along the lines has also been posted along with this sale transactions, right? And also, you can also see the realized gain or loss, which has been calculated in the system based on the FIFO method as well. To get a more clarity on how the FIFO method works, I could just also give, I would also have another purchase over here and another sale. And after that, we can just go through how the system works or whether actually system is actually picking up the FIFO method for calculating the realized gain or loss, right? Now here, if you can see in this table, I have also added a remaining quantity on your extreme right? Now, if you can see here, the total purchase, the total batch of purchase that we have performed here is total of two. The first purchase was done for 10,000 quantity for 5.5 purchase price. And then the next purchase was done for 3,000 quantity for 6 AED, right? And you can see the first batch of quantity, you have remaining quantity of 7,000. And for the second batch of purchase of 3,000, you have 3,000 itself as remaining quantity. And the total sales that we have done, the first sale we have done is for 2,000, and the second sale we have done is for the 1,000. So total of 3,000 has been sold in this practice. So but with this, you can understand that the system has taken the quantity from the first batch, and that is why the system is showing you there's a remaining quantity of that first batch as 7,000 quantity, right? And this is how you know that system is following the FIFO method. And along with this practice, system does one more functionality, like at the time of along with calculating the realized gain and loss, whatever realized gain or loss that has been calculated and posted in the earlier transactions will be reversed in order to give you the actual realized gain or loss. Whatever unrealized gain or loss that was calculated and posted in the early stages will be reversed for that particular quantity, and realized gain or loss will be posted as a part of the sale. So this is how the realized gain or loss is calculated based on the criteria. Now, and then we have dividend income, which is same as the purchase and sale transactions, which you have done earlier. You go to the share journal, click new, enter the transaction type as dividend income, select the share, select the portfolio code, select the description. If you want to enter the description, you can enter the description, enter the quantity and the price per share of that quantity, the dividend rate of that share per quantity. And the total amount will be populated over here. Then and post is like a normal transaction itself. And to see the transactions based on that share, you go to the share portfolio transactions, and you can see the posted transactions over here. And like I said, if you want to look into the financial transactions, you click on the hyperlink and you can see the transactions here. With this, we have completed the operational side of the investment module. And now we can move on to the reporting side of the investment. Now, we before going to this like we have made sample reports, Power BI reports where uh, the customers can use, which might find useful for the customers or for the clients who are dealing with the investment. Now, why we uh, decided to go ahead with the Power BI reports and not the SSR reports, right? Now we know that the person who's handling or who is managing investment for a company, they have to have Excel prepared for them, and they need to create all the reports, PowerPoint presentations, so that they could present that to the board uh, at a regular intervals, right? And in the annual meeting or the quarterly meeting, to make them understand the performance of the investments that has been in the capital market, whether it's going for a loss or whether the investment is going well, it's performing well, right? So for that purpose, if we can provide this in a Power BI report, it would be the effort for the investment personnel would be much more less, because they can they don't have to prepare a separate report for that. They can easily access the system, and they can show, or they can either extract that from the system, or they can directly access while presenting that to the management, to show them in the system level itself that this is the performance of the transaction, performance of the investment in the capital market. These are the losses which have happened. These are the market trend which has been happening. All these can be covered through the Power BI reports based on the requirements. So I just quickly introduce to you the sample reports which we have been working on. We have a share overview report, we have portfolio overview report, we have management summary report, and audit summary report. Now, this is what share overview report looks like, right? And it's threefold. If you notice the upper part of this report, which shows, and which is like a trend, right? And if I go to the focus mode, this would provide you with a trend based on the market value. Now, how this does is the user should be consistent in updating all the market rate of each and every share. Based on that, the system will show you the trend of each period. What was the total value of each share during those period, right? So that is how the system, the PowerPoint, the report will show you the trend of the market value for the whole share that you have invested in, right? And then you have a comparison of the invested value and the current value of the share, again, based on the market value which you have updated for each share. This will show you what you have invested in the share and what is your current value of this share in the market. And if you want to have a figurative report as well, you have the option in the Power BI report where you can see the figures of each investment value and the current value of this share. Then we have a portfolio-wise overview, which is like which the report would show you based on the portfolio group, how many percentage you have, how many percentage investment you have in a particular portfolio, right? If you have two portfolios, like for in this example, you have this many investment in the on a particular portfolio, and you have another investment percentage in another portfolio. And similarly, if you want to have in figures, you can always have an option for that as well. And then we have what we call as a management summary, which would generally indicates the movement of a movement representation of each share. Like we would have opening balances, we would have the movement, which is basically the buy and sell of those shares during the period. You will have the information of unrealized gain or loss, and you have the realized gain or loss. Then if you have a dividend, you have a dividend, and you have a P&L and net asset value, which is based on certain calculations, which has been provided by our several clients. Um, and of course, if you have a specific calculation which you might regret, that also can be accommodated in this report. And then you have an audit summary, which is similar to the management summary, which is just some with a minor modifications, like we have bifurcated by the portfolio, and we have split the movement column into buy and sell so that you would have much more clarity on the movement. And also we have added a quantity along with this report so that you would know the what is your final quantity which you have invested in the market and the closing value of that of those share quantity. With this, I would we have come to a conclusion of this session. I hope this would this would have been a much more productive session for you. And if you want to step on to question and answers, I would be happy to answer all your questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Anu. We are opening our question and answer session now. There are a couple of questions that are in the chat box. If you guys have any question, you can just raise your hand. We'll allow your mic and you can ask the question. Hussein, there was a question, can we configure workflow for journals before posting?
Yes, as we are in a customized module, we can bring workflows for the process which we want to validate through workflows. We can bring the workflows. That's the only question that has been in the chat. So, is
Yeah.
there any question?
Anybody has any questions, they can just raise their hand. We'll be available over here for next 5-10 minutes. Meanwhile, Anjana, you can run up a poll if you want to connect with us separately with respect to a requirement, or if you have any query that you would like to get clarified. Just respond to this poll and we'll reach out to you separately. I don't think anybody has any question. If you have any separate requirement or query where you want to consult with us separately, please respond to the poll. And if you have any question, please raise your hand. Yeah, I think we have one. Yeah, I have allowed your mic, Ether.
Thank you very much, Ashok. This is Athar. Just wanted to know about this custom treasury module, what actually basically this webinar was about. So how this custom treasury management is being handled? Do you have some custom treasury module developed internally or?
This is related to investment, treasury, Hussein.
Hello?
Yeah, yeah,
Am I
yes,
audible?
yeah, yes, yes, you are, you are. Yeah, this is the custom module actually designed by the TSC. So if you want to access that module, you can always consult Anshul here, and he will arrange for the process if you want to know more.
Okay. Fine. Fine. Thank you very much.
Sure. Athar, thank you so much for your question. Anybody else having any question, please raise up their hand. I think, guys, we are good to go. Since there are no questions, no other questions from the participants, we can wind up the session. We have a session tomorrow on advanced budgeting and financial reporting. Please do plug in uh, at 2 p.m. UAE time. You will get notified over email as well. And most of you would have received the calendar invite as well. Uh, Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you so much, Anup and Hussein, for your valuable presentation. And we'll meet you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much.
The rest will be talk to you, Anshu.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. All the charge codes only showing